like keys open door. I feel like the first key I want to tell a nigga is just breathe.
Day one, back in the cut. My brother now. We in California with it, do Detroit niggas on a motherfucking mission. Yes, sir.
Hell yeah. First day after the eclipse, super moon.
New beginnings. It's fine. We got motherfucking the elephant graveyard.
Going. Yeah, so I feel like keys open door. I feel like the first key I want to tell a nigga is just breathe.
Why do you think that breathing is number one? If you could explain why that's so important, and why do you put breathing at the top of your list of codes and keys?
Niggas knowing how to breathe is like one of the main things to all motion. So a nigga being able to breathe in through the nose, fill up the lungs, hold that shit in for like a 7 count, breathe out. Shit could save a nigga life from making hasty decisions. You know what I'm saying? Or it could take you out of a moment of chaos. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways to breathe even if you in a real high intense moment. Scientifically proven if you take in 2 sharp breaths, breathe out that way, that shit bring you back down too. The main thing we do is breathe, but a lot of the time people don't even think about breathing until they having their last breath. So just being able to consciously breathe and be aware of your breathing could bring you into the present moment.
The other day it was so crazy right after I hollered at you when I was tweaking out about that shit I was going through with my girl. After I had talked to you, shit was so crazy because I went and grounded. I went to the park, grounded and shit. Feel me, breathe, talk to myself, talk to the universe. Came back, sat on the corner. And it was crazy because my senses for a minute was so heightened, bro, that it fucked me up because I just heard, I look over my shoulder, nigga, it's a bird flying so far away. I'm like, what the fuck? How the fuck I hear this nigga? Yeah. Then I looked to my left, I heard another bird. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I never hear birds wings flapping, bro. Like, I'm this in tune right now. I'm hearing the wind coming off them bitches. Yeah. Shit was nuts.
Even if you doing that shit for 5 minutes and you just starting, or you doing that shit for 2 minutes and you just starting. And then each day, just taking that time to just breathe in through the nose. You could breathe out through the mouth, you could breathe out through the nose. And that shit'll bring you back. Releasing that tension in your shoulders and your stomach and your face. That's a major key. That's a major key to life, and it's a major code that a lot of people use every single day to get back to the present moment, to get back to their ideas in a real graceful way. Because you can't do nothing else without a clear mind. And the way to get a clear mind is through the breathing, the conscious breathing. Some people call it meditation, whatever. You could get that through cooking, you could get that through a lot of different things, but at the core basis of who we are as humans, we wake up and we breathe. So when you out of breath, what happens? So when you out of breath, you panic. If you drown, if you ever experience drowning, you panicking. You can't think. If you mad, you mad. You can't think. So quite simply, not to overcomplicate it, the quickest way to clear your mind, and it's something that's been known since the beginning of time. Everything that when I breathe life into my people and I speak that, everything that I've been studying and learning and applying to myself, these concepts has been here forever. So the quickest way to get that is through conscious breathing. And you don't gotta try to close your eyes and try to do the meditation and fold your legs and shit, but if you got a couple seconds to focus in and do that, then that can give you a time in the present moment. Because when you focusing on your breath, you're not focusing on nothing else. And it'll bring you back to the present moment slowly. That's where you create from. Because at root level is people, as humans, we all got the gift of creation. We all got a piece of God in us. So we all can create in our reality. Also, we have the power to create anything. So you can create things from a chaotic mind. You could create situations you don't want. You could create years and years of that. The more we move back to having a clear mind, the more we can create from a point that's closer to what our purpose is. Whatever your purpose is, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to tell you what your purpose is. But quite simply, the practice of focusing on your breath brings you into a point where you're getting closer to the present moment, to where you can have a clear mind and really have those ideas come through. That's it. You feel me? That's why you see a nigga shooting a free throw at the basketball game. It's 30,000 motherfuckers screaming at him. You see what the nigga do before he shoot that bitch? That nigga say,
Breathing.
Pull that bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's just a quick example for everybody to see, because I know niggas watch basketball. Niggas love NBA. You know what I'm saying? You can see your nigga LeBron do that shit every time. For sure. So I think when when you coming from keys of life and all this kind of shit, you gotta break it down to the root level. You feel me?
So I like how you brought it to basketball, like something people can relate to, you know? Because it's like when you say keys and codes that's being passed down to live your best life or be a great in this life that we live, LeBron would be one of those people. You know what I'm saying? The people in the NBA are people who have mastered themselves to a certain level to be able to perform in front of 30,000 people, 40,000, 50,000, millions of people on TV, and be able to keep their composure in those moments. And for them to even take it down to the key moment of breathing, this all I got right now in this moment, I'm gonna breathe. That's just dope to like correlate that, because it works in all aspects of life. When it come down to keys, when it come down to philosophies have to work in multiple aspects of life. So
hell yeah. For sure.
So do you have a second key that you can give to people? Just in where you at right now, with everything that's going on, how you been processing shit?
I think probably a second one, something that I've been working on, is something that as I've been applying it to my life, is giving myself grace. Grace just means not being too hard on yourself about certain things. You know what I'm saying? In this age of like instant gratification, it's easy to be hard on yourself and to feel like you behind in the race. And I feel like if day by day, if you just do one thing to add on to your life, if you want to work on being closer to your family and you call your grandma that morning. You know what I'm saying? If you want to work on being more healthy and you go on a walk, you go on a short ass walk. Things like that. If you feel like you on your phone too much and you set your phone down for fucking 5 minutes, you know what I'm saying? And you give yourself the grace to not say, I'll put it this way, a lot of the times when we want to change, we feel like we got to do all the change instant. So say I want to say, oh, I want to learn how to meditate, right? And then I say, oh, I got to meditate for an hour today. And I say, I should be able to sit here and meditate for an hour. And then say for 2-3 days, I meditate for an hour. But on that 4th day, I'm back to doing what I was doing before. You know what I'm saying? Because when we want to build these habits, it's about just step by step. I realized recently a lot of this shit, it's a spider web. So say your goal is to fucking, you know, be a millionaire and own your own business in tech. You gonna make your own meal in the morning instead of going to McDonald's. That adds to your spider web in a way that you might not be able to see it. But these actions create miracles. So I feel like step by step, every day, if we give ourselves grace to just add one thing on, whatever that may be. If you feel like you want to read books more and you read one page, you know what I'm saying? That's cool. That's it. So that's a major key. Give yourself grace, because giving yourself grace in the age of instant gratification is very hard. Because you looking out and you feel like everybody is doing this shit and you getting left behind. But that's just not the case, you feel me? At the end of the day, our whole goal here is just to grow in our soul, teach ourselves these lessons and not repeat these lessons, and then speak out our testimony. And if your testimony come out through public speaking, if your testimony come out through fucking talking to some niggas on the court, you know what I'm saying? If your testimony come out through talking to your little niece and nephew, your cousins, that shit all pour into the same pot. Everything you doing pours into the same pot. So I know a lot of people feel like, oh, I gotta go 24 hours a day, every day. Then you get burnout, you get physical burnout. You gotta give your body grace. You know, you gotta give your body time to rest and recover. That's giving yourself grace. You know, don't hate yourself for wanting to take a nap. You know what I'm saying? These are real things that's going on today. I see it every day. You feel me? People destroying themselves for an end result. But as I've been getting these moments of clarity, it's never a straight line into what you want to do. Everything is connected. So give yourself some grace each day to not be so hard on yourself and just add something new onto it, whatever that may be. If you want to stop drinking sodas, go get a prebiotic soda. I drink fucking prebiotic sodas now. You feel me? If you wanna get a fucking smoothie, you know what I'm saying? And you wanna work up to drinking smoothies and juicing, go try that shit out. But hey, look, nigga, if you in the night with a fucking Coca-Cola, don't hate yourself for it, bro. Just wake up tomorrow, try again. That shit's gonna add up. The only time it doesn't add up is when we try to do it all at once. Then we end up getting anxiety. We end up bringing ourselves back into chaos. And then we end up doing nothing at all. And then months go by and you have regret and shame, which is the lowest forms of energy you can have. The way to get out of that is to just step by step keep going. You feel me? Combine that with the breathing. Get those moments of clarity. Give yourself that grace. And then eventually, you will start seeing the results that you wanted. And it'll come at you in the most miraculous ways. Yeah, that's my second one. That's my second one.
Grace. That's 2 keys for y'all today. You know, we're gonna let it marinate. I think that's a lot, for real. We're
That's a
gonna
good
let
one.
it marinate. So we got
That's a good one.
breathing, breath, clearing your mind is number 1. Because you can't do nothing without a clear mind, you know. If you gotta get out, get by some water, change your environment.
Go put your feet in that grass, nigga.
It's worth it, you know. And number 2 is give yourself grace. I gotta give myself grace because, nigga, I'm smoking this weed. You put the weed down, I'm smoking this weed, shit. But I put the vape down, you feel me? The last time I bought a vape, it was crazy on some movie shit. My daughter was bored, you feel me? I was hitting the vape, came downstairs, I'm like, I'm coming out. My daughter upstairs, I'm coming outside to hit the vape. Threw that bitch in the trash, I ain't bought a vape since, you know? Fuck them vapes.
Yeah, don't fuck with vapes, nigga. I had a vape. I had got a vape just because I felt like I was smoking weed for so much. I stopped smoking weed. And then I said, damn, I need to do some shit. So I was hitting a vape. And I got nicotine poisoning. I poisoned myself. I was throwing up for hours and shit. So yeah, don't fuck with the vape, nigga. That shit is dangerous. And the fact that little kids is having that shit is insane. And the fucking nicotine go crazy.
Fuck the nicotine, man.
But also giving yourself grace. If a nigga say, if you say, oh, you want to stop smoking, nigga, and you smoke a weed, you smoke some blunts, but you was 10 days off and then you smoke one on, fuck it, nigga, keep your tally list going. Keep your tally list going so you can remember all the days you had off. Real shit, bro. I ain't trying to say this shit just to sound cool for some niggas, man. This real shit niggas done experience and live, bro, and I'm growing as I'm speaking. These is lessons I'm learning and teaching myself. You feel me? This just not so niggas can have some sound clips. You feel me? This real life shit, bro. You feel me? Crazy views out here. What the fuck is that? Is that a bird? That white thing over there?
Yeah, it gotta be.
I feel like an alien. That shit going. Man, that shit feel good to get this shit out, bro. I feel like I had a whole phase in my life where I, not feel like, but I did. I was on my rock star shit.
Rockstar lifestyle out.
You feel me? The biggest one.
In real life.
The biggest one. And I ended up, having to rebuild my life from that. From that, I went through so many forms of like ego death that I went into fear of using my voice again. And I feel like I'm just now getting to a point where I'm able to use my voice again 4 or 5 years later. And it feel good to get these thoughts out, because these are thoughts and concepts that I'm living in, and I can see how now these lessons I've learned can really help people. You feel me? Even if it's one person or whatever. So it feel good to do this, because if I've been songwriting, I've been producing, I've been sending this shit in, I've been sending in songs all year, blood, sweat, and tears, and I didn't land one. And the only thing I really wanted to do was be able to get a platform to get my voice out. And now my throat chakra, I'm healing myself, and now I feel good to be able to speak again and get these concepts out and come back to who I am, but in a whole new version that I'm still understanding. So that shit fresh as fuck, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to tell niggas like, man, just keep going. You feel me? Even if you go all the way to hell, you could come back from hell. You know what I'm saying? Step by step. It is what it is. And it took a lot of help from people to get me here. And now I feel like I'm at a point to where I can speak those truths out and breathe that out. You feel me? And start to really shine that light and live an example. But that shit feel good to get that shit out, man. Get those concepts out. You know what I'm saying? Just keep peeling back at the mystery, unraveling the mystery, layer by layer. For real.
Keys open doors. It's like world
So, yeah, man. It's YTL. Purple God, nigga. Yeah, nigga, I was really thinking the other day, like, all these podcasts coming out and all these niggas be saying certain shit about things you gotta do to make it and shit in your career. Every nigga coming through with the ultimate game plan goal. And when somebody watching that shit from home, that make them feel like, what the fuck? Everybody got the shit figured out. I think it need to be some space for the niggas that is doing the right shit. What happens when you do everything you supposed to do and you still gotta wait? Then you gotta give yourself grace every day. You know what I'm saying? Cause you can say, damn, I did all the steps. I'm doing the steps. What's next? You fully into the unknown. You feel me? You suspended between your new life and your old life. And you could go back to that shit, or you could just keep going into the unknown. Unknown get crazy. You don't know when that shit gonna end. You just gotta keep going. And it's like, damn, niggas don't got no guidebook for that one. Cause everybody unknown is different. So it's like, I feel like a lot of times niggas watch these podcasts and all this shit and they get to hurting themselves watching that shit. But you gotta think about if a nigga is going to be a doctor, get a doctorate, or niggas studying religion, they studying all the texts. You studying all the shit. And then you go apply it to your own thesis, your own custom thesis. So it's cool to watch all that shit, watch all that content, all them memes, and how that be your algorithm. But the moment that shit start hurting you and fucking with your head, you gotta let that shit go. It's a whole special space for the people that is pure heart and is taking those steps into the unknown. It's not a lot of words for those people out there in the algorithm, because a lot of people is lower. You feel me? Trapped in a lower version.
It's few.
You feel me? So
It's few people who are willing to tap into the unknown.
it's few people who right there at that threshold. It's not that much content for niggas like that. So I just want to tell the niggas like that, because I'm in that reality too, and I just feel like every day, just gotta do something fresh, do something new. Or if you don't do something new, do what worked before. Shit, we all walking in motherfucking nature, nigga. We know that work. We know we black. We know we can get in the sun and sun charge. You know, you get out by a body of water as a black person, you know that shit help you out too. Niggas know eating right help you out. Niggas know intermittent fast, 1 meal a day help you out. Niggas know steps that can help to get us away from those moments of chaotic thoughts and shit that can pull us back down. When a nigga wake up in the morning and them thoughts try to rush in fast, them chaotic thoughts, nigga gotta keep that phone down. Nigga gotta walk outside to the park, put your feet in the grass, you know? And I ain't gonna be the nigga to tell everybody the same sauce, cause I stay down the street from a park. Nigga might stay in New York City, nigga, in the motherfucking park. I can't tell that nigga to go walk down the street and put his motherfucking feet in the grass. But you gotta do what you gotta do somehow. Find your motion, find what worked for you. Don't just let these niggas lead you into hell. when it's heaven on earth.